Theorizing pretty much made Fnaf what it is. While YouTubers were the reason it gained traction, searching and deciphering its lore was how it gained such a notable foothold. There used to genuinely be a time where people used to say that they were only into Fnaf for the story. And while there have been many popular theories throughout the years that have been since forgotten, usually spawned by these theory videos, one still circulates around. Not because it is still believed, but because of the contentiousness surrounding it. You may have heard me referring to it as the time Fnaf had two purple guys. This is the Miketrap theory. The belief that it was actually Michael Afton, who was scooped and thus looked like the purple man, who was spooked into the Springlock suit and became Springtrap. Nowadays fans tend to laugh at the notion that people actually believed that Springtrap could be Michael, but in all actuality it was very believable at the time. And this is down to bad telegraphing. What is telegraphing? Well, telegraphing is a tool used frequently in the first Fnaf games. It's a shorthand to give your audience information, giving them tells so they can quickly pick up knowledge off visuals alone. Things such as the purple man always being purple to signal that he is the killer, and having the children be grayed out when they're dead. It allows you to pick up the meaning of a scene in a split second, or to get contextual clues. Here are some of the contextual clues that were set up for the Miketrap theory to happen. Firstly, the purple man was always shown to be purple. Mike was shown to have worked in the rundown Freddy Fazbear's Pizza where the purple man got stuck in the suit, and was a night guard. And it is unclear when sister location came in the timeline. There's more, but I'll get into it when I get there. The cutscene for sister location's Halloween update shows Mike, who has been scooped by Baby's band, deteriorating into a purple husk with black eyes and a gaping mouth. Afterwards, there is a cutscene revealing this is Michael, that they mistook him for his father, and that he's coming to find his father. Instantly followed with Springtrap stepping out of the wreckage of Fazbear Frights. Yes, you can see immediately what the problem was. First of all, making Mike match the purple man. I've heard the defense that this is to show him decaying, and I agree, but the shade of color Michael was before aubergine purple was appropriately fitting. There is no reason to make this man the exact same shade as his father. It might be a vague illusion to make a statement about Michael now really looking like his father. But in a game where people have been taught to take many games pretty literally and read them as the story, this wasn't a smart move. Of course you would assume the purple is important when the past many games have taught us that it is important. We also know that Michael was at that exact location. We know he knows how to manage Springlocks because of the Night 4 minigame, or at least knows what they are. We know that he was walking around like a boneless zombie and that Springtrap didn't seem to have any bones in him save the vaguest of a jawbone, while being made primarily of flesh. Notice that the few teeth in Springtrap's mouth do resemble the few teeth in Michael's. Also, the "I'm coming to find you" lines up exactly with Springtrap coming forward. He even directly and blatantly says they thought I was you. Yes, in the context it likely meant Baby and her band, but that as well could have been read as an explanatory line for the situation as well. This was all a massive mistake in telegraphing. You set the audience to read games in a certain way and then you suddenly use the same cues to lay out a different scenario, for very little benefit. It makes me wonder if this was on purpose teased to the audience. Or was this possible bait? It's hard to tell. Since then, the idea that anyone could believe the Miketrap theory is treated like it's such a shock, but at the time you can see how so many people came to that conclusion. It doesn't help that Afton was a completely different design in the next game, so there's that. But that basically covers the Miketrap theory. But before we wrap up, let's consider something else really quick. How different would Pizzeria Simulator and the Fnaf storyline have been if Miketrap was true and Michael was Springtrap? Honestly, at least for Pizzeria Simulator, I think very little. In fact, it would fix one of my problems I had with Pizzeria Simulator. Henry basically lets Michael burn because he thinks that's what he wants. This feels a little, well, it feels in character for Henry, but it feels odd. Though it wouldn't if this tape didn't have Henry thanking his volunteer for his help and instead revealing that he knows he is William and has fallen right into his trap. That he knew William couldn't ever resist this temptation, and after giving his children and creations a week to try and take him out, it was time for them to all burn together. And everyone except us, William, are going to finally rest. And then our next installment is Ultimate Custom Night, where we live through Afton's torment. It would make sense thematically to have Henry directly go after William. We know he did in Pizzeria Simulator, but in this case it would be a lot more intimate. Not just burning him amongst the others, but a direct con against the con man. William pulled the wool over Henry's eyes, and now Henry used himself as bait and did the same thing back to William. It's an idea. I think Security Breach would have been about the same, but just imagine if Glitchtrap wasn't just simply Afton's immortal soul but Michael's haunted projection of his father. Which is why he's dressed like he came straight out of the diner. That would explain why he is immortal. It's not just some guy who killed kids being given extraordinary powers, it would be a physical manifestation of the pain he inflicted. Something that can continue to return even after years. There would probably be no burn trap, but we could definitely get Freddy Michael, which I know people love, and mix in some Blob Henry and the gangs all here. But those are just ideas. The point wasn't if the Miketrap should have been a thing, it was just a quick look at why it was a thing and how you really need to be consistent with your art form. Because all of this could have been avoided if Michael had just been 2 shades bluer. Or you know what else they could have done? Not have Michael get scooped and instead have him get a clown roommate. Imagine Security Breach but instead of Gregory and Glam Rock Freddy, you have Michael Afton and his scary clown. And at some point Ennard gets one dominant personality that swallows up all the others. Rest in peace baby, but the new personality is quirky and likable, so we consider this conscious assimilation a good thing. One of the endings has Ennard gorge on too many animatronics and then he becomes the Blob, another has them steal a van and drive to Vegas. A real missed opportunity, Scott.